Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video, the final in our team by team preview series for 2025 NRL SuperCoach, we're looking at the Warriors. So, a couple of, key things to discuss, but a fairly settled squad. So, I think we can reasonably predict some of the players this year. So let's get stuck in. Starting at fullback with Charles Nickel-Klokstad. So, another one of these fullbacks in that below premium type tier. Potentially we'll have runs where we'll want to get him in the team. But I think, a lot of us are getting to the triple premium as quickly as we can. So, if it looks like he can be a bridge to get to that, maybe it's worth a couple of trades, but I don't think he's one we'll worry about for the start of the year. In the centre wing, so probably the big talking point here is RTS moving out to the wing. Probably means he's going to get more runs and therefore more tackle breaks. So there is a bit of value in that price. But when they were sort of rumouring he was changing position, I was really hopeful it was going to be fullback, and then he would be an absolute steal at that price. But I think they're going to use him on the wing. Tuapiki is probably the next in line at fullback, so they won't worry too much about that. Probably where there is some interest is in the centres. So I guess the one advantage with the Warriors, at the time of recording, you can see on the right here the amount of days left before the start of the season. The Warriors are the one team in the first week of the trials that have named up what looks like a full strength squad. Given the Indigenous All Stars game means that a lot of these guys will be missing out from their second trial, and then they're basically heading off to Vegas. So they named Leia Tower and Pompey in the centres. I think Rocco Berry is still recovering from injury, so he would be the big challenger there. But after that, they've got Ed Kosi and Kappa, the young centre wing, is the only other one listed in SuperCoach. So I think there's a bit of opportunity for someone to lock down the centre spots, but none at a particular great amount of value. Where there might be a little bit of value is in the halves. So they did name Tamari Martin and Luke Metcalf to start in the halves, but they've actually flipped them around. So Metcalf named in the 7. Or from all reports, he's also going to be the goal kicker. So I think if he's the main man in terms of attack there, I think he offers really great value at a 5/8 position. Obviously, if he is named in the 7 to start, he will get halfback status pretty quickly as well. So dual position would be extra nice. I guess they didn't really have Tanner Boyd or Harris Tavita on that team list, so I don't really know where they sit in the pecking order. But as I said, they pretty much named their full strength starting team by all looks. So, I've got Metcalf locked in. In the forward pack, so Wade Egan at hooker, it has the upside of, can jump out and score some tries, or, the little offload to the front rower on the burst. That might be somewhat diminished with Fanua Blake not taking up that role anymore. But, he's another one, goes on a bit of a run. We all get excited, and then he reverts back to about 500k in value. I think the big option in the forward pack this year for the Warriors is Mitch Barnett. And I guess I have included him in the squad, but more for nostalgia feels. But shout out to Tohu. Unfortunately, medically retired, but an absolute legend of the SuperCoach game. A massive minute front rower. You love to see it. I think Barnett's going to take up that role this year. So with that, I'm keen on starting him. I think he's 11% owned, so still decent pod. But yeah, big fan of Mitch Barnett to start the year. Fisher Harris coming across as well gives them that experience that they will have lost through the retirement of Tohu. So, and if anything, from all reports, he's elevating the intensity of training. So, pretty excited about some of the Warriors this year in that sense. And in the back row, Aaron Clark named in the 13 in that first trial team. So you imagine he's the front runner for that jersey. Um, Dylan Walker on the bench probably suggests they'll job share. So don't know if there's a lot of value there, but the dual position probably gives Clark a nice little edge. But the real interesting one was they named Laban on the edge. In saying that, I think Jackson Ford is another one coming back from injury as well. So they may be taking the easy approach with him. But if Laban's named to start in Vegas on the edge in round one, I'm locking him into my squad. He'll probably be on the bench, but yeah, we'll definitely have him in there. Obviously, Niokore is another one that can appear on the edge, but they do seem to like him coming off the bench. He can cover middle or edge, so I think he's a bench player. Um, and Vayamalga, Demetric, the first name, another cheap edge back rower. There's a lot of raps on him. If he was named on the edge for round one, what I said for Laban, yep, lock him in. If he's named on the bench for round one, it'd be a gamble, but it might pay off. So definitely one for the watch list, but not one I'm committing to start the year. Yeah, so I guess that's the Warriors squad for 2025. I guess in terms of Supercoach relevance, I think Metcalf is pretty close to a lock. I really like Barnett and can highly recommend him for your squad too. And if one of these cheap second rowers gets a start, I'll be stamping them in my team too. But as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. If you've been enjoying or have enjoyed the team by team series, given this is the last team, give us a like, subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel, and other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.